From the Woodshed, a casual conversation with Chase Morrill and Ryan Eldridge of Kennebec Cabin Company, the team that inspired the hit show Maine Cabin Masters. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp? Trust the quality. By Hammond Lumber, your building project partner. By Kennebec Savings Bank, helping our local community save, thrive, and grow for over 150 years. And by Hero Media Network, connecting small business with new customers. Now, from the Woodshed Studios in Manchester, Maine, it's Chase and Ryan.
From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me, as always, Ryan Eldridge and Maggie Morrill. Hi, guys.
Not always. I haven't been here in a while.
Well,
Jeez.
no, that's why I say always now.
Good to see you guys.
You too.
How'd my replacements do?
They did very well. Yeah. Today, our guests are Suzie Chadwick and Ashley Purington from the Gosline Insurance Group. You can find us at KennebeCCabinCompany.com, MaineCabinMasters.com, our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. Don't forget to like us and subscribe to our channels. And you can check out our online store at shop.KennebeCCabinCompany.com. None of this would be possible without our sponsors, NELMA, Northeast Lumber Manufacturers Association, Hero Media Network, connecting small business with new customers, Hammond Lumber Company, the official building materials supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company, and Kennebec Savings Bank, helping our local community save, thrive, and grow for over 150 years.
You got faster since I've been gone.
I'm just straight up reading it today.
Nice.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to?
Maggie's remote again.
Yeah.
I thought it was over.
No.
Marana Cook High School has a decent outbreak.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw that on social media, I think.
Decent enough that the Maine CDC had to get involved in.
What's the new one? Like RN62 or like the new strain?
RSU. Oh, no. Not the...
RSU.
That is a new
Oh,
strain.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't think they mind too much.
It's annoying, but whatever. Can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Work from home. Not a bad thing.
Yeah. But other than that, just hanging out.
Weather's getting better.
Weather's getting better. Filming's happening as we speak.
That's kind of the first sign of spring.
Yeah.
Like they're here.
They're here.
Yeah.
They're like the, not like the black flies, like peepers. I don't know.
Right? I can hear the peepers now.
Yeah, the frogs came out
Finally.
fast.
Yeah. It dried out quick, too. We'll have an early spring and they'll last forever. And it'll snow again end of April, and we'll be complaining about that.
Yeah, it was
Blah,
a bit,
blah,
a little
blah.
bit today.
But yeah, it's just nice to see, like, no snow anywhere. Like, people are excited. Like, we did the sportsman show the other day, and it was busy. And it's like, why? Because people can come out. You forget that we're just in a pandemic. Like,
Yeah, and it hadn't happened for 2 years.
wow.
And yeah, everybody was just excited. And you can't really do any yard work yet because there's still
No.
little patches of snow. There's still mud spots everywhere. So
It's a weird time of year. Mud season.
mud season's here.
Mud season 1, mud season 2.
Yep.
I know it's spring because my dad, Warren got back today.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they're flying in today, so I haven't seen them. So it'll be exciting.
Yeah.
The Woodshed girls won't be bored on a quiet day. They'll have a guest there, you know, like, way good. He's excited. I feel like, I don't know what normal is. I feel like we're getting close to normal, maybe. Like,
New normal.
new normal, which isn't bad.
Everything's flattening out, right?
Right.
No more spikes. We hope.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised to hear that you guys are going remote because I hadn't heard of anyone having it lately. Normally when it's close, I'd hear people having it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still had to wear it on the airplane, which kind of stunk.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to wear it when you guys leave?
But no testing.
To get back into the
Right.
U.S., we need it, but.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I don't know if anyone knows, but Maggie has a big trip planned. All the girls, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. In actually a week.
From tomorrow, right? Or today?
It's today, Thursday? Today.
Oh my God, you guys have so much
Friday.
fun.
No, Thursday?
Thursday.
Holy smokes.
I was asking your dad if we could send a film crew with you because I think it would be so awesome.
I'll send the GoPro with you.
Oh, God.
So tell everyone what's happening.
Okay, so me and my 2 sisters, Nori and Eva, and then Ashley, and then my grandmother are all going to Paris and then London. So we're doing 3 days in Paris and 3 days in London. We're leaving in a week. It's going to be fun.
Oh, you guys have so
It's
much
going to
fun.
be an experience.
I guarantee you guys will come back laughing, giggling. Like,
Oh, yeah. No, you'll have a great time.
Ashley was telling me, like, Nori's kind of making fun of Mimi's maps and stuff. And I myself made fun of her maps. And you know what? They've saved our ass. Like,
Well, because my mother loves paper maps.
she loves them.
Still.
And I totally made fun of her. Like, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like, I ate crow. Like, let her bring her maps. Let her bring
I'm
her
not going to
maps.
stop her.
Yeah.
Get a good translation app on your phone.
Well, that'd be fun.
Bibi's
Well-
got her book. Don't worry.
But this will be good because you've had 5 years of French? Yes.
It's like 4.
Well, no. You're almost done your sophomore year, so
Yep, like almost 4.
junior.
So you can hold a
middle school.
conversation.
Yeah. Yes, you can. And this
We?
Yeah, about some things. Yeah.
And actually, Nori and Eva also take French, so you guys will be fine.
Bibi's got her book. Don't worry. She's already looking up words.
And now, didn't you guys, Ashley told me she went to Paris, the family went years ago, right?
That
Didn't you guys-
actually went with my mother and grandmother and aunt.
Yeah, so this is a trip which is awesome. Like, it's a family trip. Like, she went when she was their age, and like,
Yeah.
now they're doing it.
Yeah.
And then asking you guys to do it with your kids. So that's crazy. Oh my God, that's crazy to think, huh? Wow.
Yeah, we got a while for that.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yes.
Look out, Perry. Yeah, so what else? That's about it. Ski season's over.
Mhm.
On to the next thing.
Yeah. Summer's coming.
Summer's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. Well, time to take a short break. New video from Hero Media Network. Check this out, and we will be back with Ashley Gosline and Ashley Purington and Suzie Gosline from Gosline Insurance.
I prefer to work by myself. I have brought on an apprentice a few times, but I like the peace and quiet, and that's why I live in a small town and really enjoy what I do. I enjoy figuring things out and solving some issues that I come up against. That's pretty common in this kind of work. I've had to disassemble before, breaking screws and cutting screws with saws and stuff. Sometimes the design doesn't come out as well as I was hoping when I try something new, so I'll just scratch that and see if I can come up with something else. The Antler's not as easy to work with. Drilling wood or putting screws in wood is much easier than in the Antler. The Antler's a lot harder, and you have to pre-drill all your holes. Lots and lots of drilling, constantly sharpening drill bits. Well, there's no two antlers alike at all. They're all natural shed antlers from white-tailed deer. You have to pick through a pile and piece them together so that they fit to your liking. So you need quite a bit to pick through to get the look that you're wanting. It's I find it more natural the longer that I do it. I can look at the antler and say, yeah, that one will fit well, and that's got the right curve to it that I need to fit up against the next piece. Yeah, the next piece just falls into place just like a piece in a puzzle. Yeah, I kind of like the fact that I have pieces all over the country that came from this small town. The locals that live close by here have no idea not only what goes on here, but the amount of pieces and the amount of customers that go through this small shop.
Okay, and we are back with our guests, Suzie Chadwick and Ashley Purington. How are you today?
Good. How are you? Good,
Excellent,
thank you.
excellent. Thanks for joining us.
So this is the SOS segment, shoot the shit. And we'd like to know if you guys like water, coffee, or beer.
I'll have water. I'll have a beer.
What would you like? We have Dash. We have some Cold Harbor.
A dash, please.
All right.
We've got our own little mini bar back here now.
Mini perfect.
Yeah.
We do love our Dash. Our in-house deck. We want blueberry or you want plain?
Blueberry.
Perfect.
Thank you. Good.
A water for Suzie. So and people can recognize Suzie too as well.
Right. You're not only owner of Gosline Insurance Company, you are also a previous camp owner.
I am.
One of our favorites from last season. And Chase can have a Cold Harbor Novocaine.
Thank you.
See how that goes. And I have a lot of history with the Gosline family. We go way back.
Way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, long time.
Maybe since Ryan's been born. I'm not really sure, but it's
Oh,
been a
really?
long time.
I was gonna wait to tell this story, but I'm just gonna tell it now because you used to date kind of my uncle, and then you babysat us.
Mm-hmm.
I might have had a crush on you when you were a beautiful high school girl, and I was a fat little junior high kid or whatever. I couldn't wait.
She was such a babe.
Oh, she was. She was. And her oldest sister was really good friends with my mom. So yeah,
Yes.
we've been good friends for a long time.
A lot of history there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very fortunate.
Gardner's finest.
Yes.
Gardener's
Yeah.
finest.
Still representing.
We're
So-
trying.
So yeah, you guys are Gosline Insurance Group, and you guys have grown quite a bit.
We have.
Where
We
was the
have
first store?
Gardner. 1955 was opened by my great grandfather.
Yeah.
No, my grandfather.
My
sorry.
great-grandfather.
Her great grandfather.
Yeah.
So 67 years in business.
Wow.
We've got the fourth generation in there right now, which would be Ashley and her brother Eric
Yeah.
and her sister Chrissy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I've seen you guys grow from, up the hill in Gardner and then up towards Augusta and
Yes. We're up to 12 locations.
Yeah.
We have 55 employees.
Wow.
And pretty much offer any type of insurance you need. Life, health, auto, commercial, all
Yeah.
of it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
people probably kind of wonder why you're in here. Well, because you guys have been my insurance agents for a long time. And when I made the segue from bartending into carpentry, I didn't know a darn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always calling up and Eric's like, okay, you need this and then you need that. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff like your tools,
Your tools.
when you're doing contracts. And then there's a whole when you're building a project as well. So,
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we try to help with as independent agents to get to know our people.
Yeah.
That's why we were in the communities we're in, and we can grow, get to know our people, help educate them on what they need and what they don't need. Because like you said, carpenters don't realize when they go out and buy these supplies and these products for these jobs, they're on it until it's put into the structure.
they're
They can
liable.
get stolen, damaged. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty awesome.
Yeah. So what would you give for advice to contractors and stuff? Have a good policy, and
I feel like the biggest thing is communication. Just
Yeah.
communicate, have an agent, have a company, a rep, someone you can talk to, tell them what you do. Because we know that not everybody that says they're a carpenter just does carpentry work, especially when we see them up on a roof.
They
We're
could be
like,
roofing.
Yeah, rule number
Who
27.
would do that?
Don't roof near your insurance agents.
Yeah.
No, but it's just things we want to help give someone a peace of mind. It's just we know those what ifs happen, and we never want to see. We pride ourselves on being a small business, and we support other small businesses, and we want them to succeed and be successful, and we don't want one bad thing to happen, one loss to happen, one ladder to go through somebody's window, or one employee to get hurt.
But stuff does happen.
It
and that's
does,
why you
does.
guys are there.
That's why we're in business.
And it's-
Yeah.
Accidents happen.
I mean, it's
all
so
the time.
confusing. I have my insurance for my house, my car, and then
It's
and then for
very
my
confusing.
business,
Mhm.
and then my truck's on the business, and then Ashley's self-employed.
Mhm.
It can get very, very, very confusing. Sometimes I'm forgetting, okay, what policy is this and what's policy is
Right,
that? But
right. Is
you
it your
guys-
home policy? Is it your business policy? And it is nice to be able to, like Ashley said, we pride ourselves in being a small business, so we can have that connection with our customers, so we know what you do. So when Ryan calls, we're like, oh yeah, we know what Ryan does. We know what Chase does, and it makes a big difference rather than calling a 1-800 number and you don't know who.
Mhm.
So it's good.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of customers, and they're great to us, and we try to be good to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you? I always wonder this. Our tools. I think you're supposed to go through and I know we don't do this, do we? We're so busy, serial numbers and stuff. I think Hammond's does that for us, but when I was first starting out, really to do it right, you have to go through and catalog serial numbers of your tools and
There's some things that, again, certain limits. Once they're over a certain threshold, they want to have that item scheduled, kind of like jewelry, kind of
Yeah.
like fine arts, all of that. But some companies will give you a bundle and say you have a cap of this certain limit up to this tool limit.
Gotcha.
Of saying, okay, you have up to $2,500 for any individual tool, and anything over that you should schedule. So it's just each company, again, being an independent agent, we don't deal with just one company. And it's nice because what works for one might not work for another, depending on what they're doing for business.
And you guys can shop around too.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So the way what I was kind of felt like is like, yeah, if you can get a blanket some, but if you like have really nice tools, like you need to keep better track. And like as you evolve, like we did, we get nicer tools. Like,
well, what would be a number on like when you should start? Like, say you go out and buy tools. Like, at what level should you insure the individual tool versus kind of a lump?
Most business owner policies will give you like up to $1,500 for tools for some of that miscellaneous stuff. So usually that's the number we try to go with people, because in order to get back the same like, kind, and quality, it's best to have it scheduled and listed out.
So when you're
kind of my rule of thumb on it,
right? And when you're above and beyond that, if you schedule them and list them, then it's like, okay, well, if Ryan, if this happens to this saw that costs, $3,000, he's going to be covered for it.
Gotcha. And when we start bringing out portable, like when you have your trailers and stuff, and like when I can fit everything in the backseat of my truck is a little bit different.
Yeah, and even some of the things that you hire an employee, some of these policies are going to cover that employee and their tools because they might not have a policy in place. And again, the importance of workers' comp. People get hurt, and
we've learned a lot about that as we get older. Like, this is all stuff they don't teach you in high school either. No. Like, I feel like they should teach this stuff. Like
I would never take that class.
You would now.
I mean, now.
Right. It should be mandatory.
No, and that's some of the stuff. I'm on an association of insurance people, like-minded, really awesome people. And we try to go out to schools because, again, I grew up in it. So I understood, not a lot, the bare minimum.
Like renter's insurance. People don't realize how inexpensive it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the tenant's responsibility when that place goes up in flames.
Yes.
Right.
So learn from our mistakes, everybody, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So no, there's lots of options, and it is an exciting it's a fun career because everybody's different. People hear insurance and are like, woof. Man, your job must suck. That's boring. Like, wow. You do that all day. Like, we get to golf. We get to go on ski outings. We get to do a lot of cool stuff, too.
Yeah, you guys are always in a good, happy mood.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like I said, we get to go see people. Our employees are awesome.
We're very, very fortunate.
And it's never a boring day.
It isn't like you don't want the claims to happen, but they do. And then again, it's a learning opportunity for everybody because sometimes something isn't covered because again, it's lack of communication somewhere. Same with any account. We try to review their vehicle schedules and their trailer schedules because some people just have these miscellaneous homemade trailers and you're like, I didn't know about that bad, Larry.
Right.
It's like,
no one told me that. So they give us a list of drivers and we're like, we don't have that driver. Let's list all the drivers.
Yeah.
I've come at you guys with some interesting scenarios and stuff, and you guys always will, like you said, shop around and like find the right one.
Yes. And it's not always the right price. It doesn't always have to be, I understand people do shop for price, but it is a lot of customer service too in that relationship that you do pay for. Mm-hmm. And like I said, you call the office and you actually talk to a person, and a human answers the phone and will, reroute your phone call to where you need to be. And there's a lot of value in that, I feel.
Yeah.
Especially these days.
Insurance is one of those things like you don't really want to use, and then like,
right.
I always thought like if you had a claim, I never had like a real big claim that was like it was gonna be such a pain in the butt. One of my employees wrecked one of my Ranger I had before you guys, and I was just like, oh, like it's gonna be this and that, and like it was the most seamless process. The guy came out, like he wasn't mad that we cost him money. He's like, it's like, this is it. We're glad you're safe, and like we'll get that replaced for you for a fair value. Like,
it
was seamless. And right now, you guys, I have another claim right now. That's why I got you guys in here. So, we were at a friend's house birthday party, and a neighbor smashing Ashley's car, literally going 5 miles an hour, like 5 feet away. And their insurance company called. It's definitely she gave me her insurance, their fault. And he asked me. I was driving my truck and a million things going on. He's asking me like if I wanted to claim on my insurance and like this and that. And I thought it was kind of fishy. I didn't even know if it was a scam. So I was like, I'll call you back later. Like then he's in Florida. I've been having trouble getting him. It's like really not your guys' responsibility too, but you guys have like Brian has been nailing him down, like taking care of it all for me. So it's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
We like to hear the good stories.
Good
And sometimes they aren't always that way, and we try. Like I said, it's the communication piece, and claims happen. We just want to give people that peace of mind that.
And we can take care of them, and
Yeah.
we can make those phone calls for the customers, and
Mhm.
contact the companies and kind of weed through some of the chaos for them, because that's our job. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're an up and coming builder, like growing your career, you kind of like, you guys like have just thresholds based on like what you own for tools and like vehicles, and then kind of just goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as people, they buy new vehicles or new trailers, and they call us and add and change it every day.
I mean, I remember days when it was
Every
hard to pay that insurance. Like it was a lot. You
Yeah.
know, when you're younger.
course.
Like,
Absolutely.
and then you look back and like, oh my God, I was rolling the dice a couple times. Like, when it,
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because insurance, like you were saying earlier, it's not something you can hold. You can't touch it, can't feel
Right.
it. I mean, you spend a
Yeah.
heck of a lot of money for it.
It's
Hoping
all-
you don't ever have to use it. And it's there for
Right.
those what ifs. And yeah.
and if you have that experience like I did, then you're like, you see it. Like that was great. But
Right.
Yeah. And we use a lot of
Right.
examples of claims to educate people, because again, we don't want to pride ourselves on selling. We don't want to be the cheapest in town. If
Right.
that's what people want, sometimes that relationship isn't always going to work.
Right.
And we're okay with that. But in some situations, we don't want to rip anybody off
cheapest
either.
isn't
But
least
Right.
expensive, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I had when the everything blew up right around COVID, right? House prices went like crazy. Like I thought I called you guys and asked you, but like what should have people done like if the market fluctuates like that much? It's not necessarily automatic increase, is it? You kind of have to.
Policies have a lot of most policies have an inflation factor built into them.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the tricky part is that insurance doesn't necessarily correlate to like real estate
The
values.
market.
Yeah, because you think somebody buys $1 million property on the lake, a lot of that's the property, and
Yeah.
it's going to be there. If the place
Yeah.
burns down, you're still going to have a lot. But there are building materials did go up, and so a lot of our agents, again, it's just staff meetings and letting them know you got to check your renewal values, you got to have these discussions with your clients, because some people were still in a comfortable zone where they could be for replacement, but others were way off. And again, with values going up, premium goes up. And in a time when a lot of people weren't working, lost their jobs,
Yeah.
those are tough conversations to have. So
Right.
you're trying to just at least educate them and explain to them that something could happen, and they might not have the full replacement value of what they're getting.
Right. You don't want to be on the other end of that phone call
No.
telling your client that, gee, I'm sorry, you were underinsured.
Mm-hmm.
So we do take value in trying to renew that stuff and look at it and make sure that people do have the right amount of coverage.
Yeah.
And like Ashley said, it may constitute a premium increase, but worth it too
Right.
in the end.
Yeah.
You know, when there's a fire in town, trust me, the buzz is on, and we're like, who insures it? Where is it?
Do we have it? What's going
Do we
on?
have it?
Any accidents, any of that stuff. But the same goes with some of our staff will drive by one of their clients. They're like, hey, call them. You're building a 2-story barn. Like, when were you going to tell me you're building a barn?
I've been guilty of that. 'Cause
Right.
You don't.
You don't think about it.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We're lucky. We're doing remodels to usually have insurance on them. But so say you're building a new house. Who is responsible for that when it first starts? Is it the comp policy that the carpenter has, or is it the homeowner?
The homeowner's the one that's
Or the bank.
responsible.
Yeah.
They'd have a certain type of policy that covers it in the course of construction. Because like I was saying, for those materials, that the windows that aren't put in, but you've got $20,000 worth of windows sitting there ready to put on, and they either get damaged in a hailstorm, rocks get thrown at them and vandalized, or they just get stolen.
Yeah.
The homeowner has some coverage, but then the contractor too would have what's called an installation floater for those materials that they're like, okay, I'm going to Hammond, I'm going to buy all these 2x4s are going to get delivered, and then they all get damaged, stolen.
I had we did a metal roof for this company, and the galvanization process messed up. So the insurance company paid us to take the roof back off. We got to keep all the roof. It didn't look great. It looked like a cow, but put it back on. We had all this roof, and we got paid to do the job twice. Like it was fun for like 1 or 2 jobs, but after a while, like the novelty definitely wore off.
Yeah.
And we're doing one right now in Belgrade with a tornado that went through there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's been interesting. Like there was some discrepancy there, but we worked through it, and
Right. You know, it's built in the 40s and
Yep. Working
You
with
know.
the insurance company on rebuilding it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's where it gets a little tricky because how it's insured,
How much
and
is covered?
how
Yeah,
much is covered,
yeah.
and they
And with everything that's happened, it's just
and some of the older unique properties, like some people want the tin ceilings back, some people
Yeah.
want
Right.
their moldings that they had and the value that's in that, and to find them or create them is a lot.
Right, yeah.
So it's just those specialty restoration policies that, again, with communication and our agents and staff going out and looking at these properties, they can see that and learn that. And because there's options that people want to rebuild these old, like in Hollowell, we have an office. A lot of those buildings are old.
oh yeah.
Have a lot of
Yeah.
characteristics.
Very
So,
unique.
Yeah, some people want to rebuild that. Other people are like, no, I don't want it. Give me something functional. I want something
Right.
smaller. And you can try to
Mhm.
work with a company for that.
And the cost to rebuild those, the labor involved can be twice as long.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it almost like when you go to you have a house appraised, you get comps, or it's like when you insure a property, like what factors are in it? Obviously the age and quality of goods. and-
Yeah, we have systems, thankfully,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
calculate out a lot of that, and even putting down the location of the property. Like we have some that we insure that are out on islands.
Mhm.
So like a 1,500 square foot ranch can cost almost 800,000 to rebuild because there's a lot of money to get the product to the island.
Oh yeah.
So they factor
All
that in. And the same with
Mhm.
debris removal. Costs a lot to get somebody with an excavator to come in there and go hog wild and tear it all
Mhm.
down. So
Right.
they have to have that. So that helps us tremendously. I wouldn't be
Without the program.
Yeah.
I can't add without a calculator. So you don't want me trying to guess what it costs to rebuild your house.
Well, and a lot of it does come down to basics. So,
Mhm.
you know, you've got your square footage and, you know, basically your quality of your home. Like, you
Mhm.
know, you putting granite countertops in, are you
Mhm.
putting laminate? Are you putting hardwood? Are you putting
Carpet,
you know,
yeah.
carpet? Things like that, which will, you know,
Mhm.
increase or decrease the value of something for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of accidents, I just read this thing the other day. I meant to tell you about this. Top 50 accident intersections in the state of Maine. Guess what the most are? You guys probably know.
Is it right here?
I know.
Augusta.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
by city?
Yeah, no, I know it had the top 50 intersections, and like at least 15 of them for Augusta. Number one was
Really?
East Side Rotary. Number two was
Oh.
West Side
Oh,
Rotary.
the rotaries don't count.
Well, if you're from out of state, you don't know how to drive around the
Yeah.
rotary.
Gardner had one like Bridge Street and Maple Street,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but up by the
That.
Used to be one right
Olive
by the
Garden.
Capitol building, too.
Yeah, Capitol building.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not
I know, it's
surprised.
terrifying. You
Mhm.
see people driving.
So my daughter is 15 and she has a learner's permit.
Yeah.
So speaking of insurance,
Yeah.
Here we go.
when should she be insured?
Once she's licensed.
Once she's licensed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So she's covered automatically.
Okay.
You put her as a driver on your
Yeah,
policy.
yeah.
And even if you forget,
Mhm.
they'll probably pull a report and find out. she's licensed. Companies have a weird way of doing
Yeah.
that.
By the way.
All right.
Do you guys insure the horses or anything like that?
No.
Can you insure animals? Say you're a farmer or something like
Yeah.
that?
You can.
Really
question.
interesting, huh?
Yeah. There's
Because there's value to that.
They're worth
there
a lot of
is,
money.
yeah, especially if depending on what they do with the animals. So
Right.
yeah, you can insure the animals. There's pretty much insurance for
Anything you want.
yeah, just like refrigerated property. One thing on a homeowners that people don't realize is most policies have like up to $500 for stuff in your fridge or freezer. So you think of those storms in like October where people
Yeah.
are like, I don't have a snowbank, can't stick all my food in it.
Right.
Goes
You
bad.
lose your food.
Yeah, you have
Mhm.
coverage for that. So
I got one last question before we go to
Yeah.
question. Lloyd's of London. How does that all work? It's like they are the super insurer. Like
they're a big.
You're really into insurance.
I did
He
my.
did it.
I know.
Questions. Wow.
I was excited. Well,
He was
He's
very
got-
excited about this.
No, I don't. Absolutely.
my buddies here last minute, and I told them I would help them out, and like they were more nervous than I am.
Yeah, no, Lloyd's is like a excess market for us. So they're not one of our standard carriers, but they can handle some of those more unique risks. So some of our
Like the really weird, like they're like the creme de la creme. Like
like some really weird stuff
Oddball.
that originally a lot of companies were behind the 8 ball because they want to see somebody jump in and try to insure something and then figure out all the wrong things they did and not do that or how to charge the right rate for it.
Yeah.
So again, just some of these unique businesses that come up. even like marijuana, when that came up,
Oh,
all
that-
insurance companies were like, not touching it,
we
not
don't know what
doing
to
it.
do.
And now a lot of our standard markets will entertain businesses that have
Yeah.
it as a tenant, because they've been able to understand the exposure. So
Right.
Lloyd's is kind of always the first dog in. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do it. We'll charge you out the nose. But
You know-
But
we'll write
do
it. We'll do
Right.
it.
You know, insurance is like it's a number thing, and I like numbers, so I'm always
Mhm.
thinking like how much money do they have, like Lloyd's of London have to have like behind them, you know,
Yeah,
or like
they have some big
Yeah.
reinsurers to help back them up.
like think about it, like they were.
I never have, I'll be honest.
He's not good at
My
that thing.
my brother-in-law and I are 100% opposites, which is great. That's why it works so well. But like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, you're right though, because somebody has to have the reinsurance is the biggest thing, and that's like with our companies, we go to them and they have to make sure their reinsurers understand the risks.
Yeah.
And they have all these. There's actuaries that work at the companies where that's all they do is run numbers and risk and how they can come up with a rate to say, okay, this is what we're going to go with for a rate for this type of class of business commercially, and you better hope they're right, or if not, the company's like, okay, we're going to change the rate because now we're broke. We had a bunch of losses, and
Right.
yeah, because you try to outrun some of the natural disasters and big things that happen, because they do happen, like tornadoes that blow through, or there was big hailstorms that come
Yeah.
through. The ice storm of '98 that
Oh.
wiped out
Oh yeah.
a lot in Central
hail's another
Maine.
thing I think about with insurance is like all these car lots, like
Oh.
Yeah,
you know,
tell
and
me
then like
about
a
it.
hailstorm comes through. It's like
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
we're pretty lucky to live in Maine, and we're so lucky to live in Maine. But insurance
Yeah.
too, you guys don't have to deal with a lot of the craziness that's out there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we don't. Like flooding to us is not flooding to.
The
Louisiana.
Midwest. or
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
yeah, not even.
No, we're
Yep.
lucky. We're fortunate. The stuff we see, it's more the snow.
And I know I said I was done with questions. One more. So, you know, Maine has a lot of people with second homes, tourists, people that come and go. Are you limited to a geographic area, or can you insure anywhere
Anywhere in Maine.
In Maine.
in Maine?
In Maine.
Okay,
Insurance is
Mhm.
by licensed by state.
state.
Right.
Okay,
So we're licensed in Maine. We have a our trucking department's licensed in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can write anything from the top to the bottom.
cool.
Yeah.
I learned a lot today,
Yeah, me too.
and you learned I like insurance.
I know.
Got you guys a little scared.
Chase is still thinking about his dog.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, let's- How's the camp, and how was that whole?
The camp is
Experience.
fantastic. We are very excited to get in there for the summer. Yeah, we've already been out and done a few things, and I've had Robbie cleaning up the yard, and
And we've been back to do a couple extra things. And
I know you've been graciously back and done some stuff for us, and yeah, we're very excited.
people love that Coney Gardner episode.
I know. I was like, we have waited hard on Gardner right now.
I know,
I know.
It's heavy over here.
Yeah. Thought about wearing my orange.
I know. I made her leave in the car. Look ridiculous.
No, the camp is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very grateful. You guys did a fantastic
Yeah.
job.
No, I was surprised you were nervous to come in today because like you did the whole episode thing. Like,
Oh, I know.
so,
But again, insurance is only so exciting.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
like,
that
"Aw,
was
man."
easy. 'cause
I've been having a great time. I'm pretty excited. This is
Good.
fun.
It wasn't on me. The camp was like, oh, everyone's looking at the camp. They're talking about you guys, not me.
Ryan's gonna be going through people's trailers.
Yeah.
You call your agent.
Right.
Don't have that tool covered.
How much is that saw worth? It's gonna have everything itemized.
Come spreadsheet man.
I probably would have been in the office with numbers if I didn't become a carpenter.
You think so?
I
Next
don't think
life.
You could have sat still.
No, I couldn't have.
No, you couldn't have.
You'd been a field agent,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's
Yep.
very
calculating
true.
the claims on the site.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, enough about me. Are there any fan questions?
No, you pretty much covered all the questions we have. So, and we're
Told
about
you
out of
this
time.
to be
so we're good.
You guys got off easy.
So-
Easy enough.
Perfect.
If people need a great insurance company, you guys are in Central Maine.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
in central and coastal Maine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep, 12 locations, and pretty much everywhere from Gardner, Augusta, Booth Bay, South Paris.
yeah.
A lot of geographical area.
Yeah.
Family owned.
Covered.
Product
Family
to,
owned.
product to Gardner.
Yeah.
Cobblesy Lake lovers.
Yes, very
That's
much
why I love
so.
them.
Very much so. Yeah, we've covered pretty much all ends of Cobblesy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Got all
Yep.
the points covered.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming in last minute.
thank you
really
very much.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
And you got us out of work early.
There you go.
All
So
right.
you owe me now.
I do.
All right.
Maybe.
All right, we are back with Project Pointers, brought to us by our friends at Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company. If you've got a question or a problem you need some help with, submit a short video, photos, or questions to podcast@mainecabmasters.com. If we select it, we'll try and give you the most informed answer we can. So the more information you give us, the more information we can give you.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
We're ready. I got pictures too. It's awesome.
This one is from Lynn Landgriff. I am from Williams Bay, Wisconsin, a small village on the shores of Geneva Lake in southern Wisconsin. My home was built by my great uncle just after World War II. Most of salvage lumber that was available at the time. My question is regarding a Z-back door that I have on the lean-to garbage shed on the back of my garage. This area sees standing water and heavy rain and snow builds up against the door at times. I've replaced the rotten corner boards with Aztec PVC with hopes it will last a long time, but the door has me stumped on how to best repair it. The vertical T and G at the bottom of the door is rotting. On the back side is a horizontal piece of wood to hold the vertical pieces together. How can I repair this without replacing the entire door?
That's a double Z back.
Double Z.
Double Z.
So it is. It's a nice old wooden Z-back door, double Z-back door. It's got, what is that? Probably a 1 by...
TNG, tongue and groove, she said.
Yeah.
She knows all the verbiage too. That was very impressive.
Yeah, everything. It looks
Is
like a
that corners?
beautiful door, but like she said, the front of it, from the photo, it's starting to rot out.
I know what I would do. I would just get some wood bondo, mix it up, let it dry out really good, and then just put a kickboard right over it with a 15-degree bevel on top. Caulk the heck out of it. Be good for another 15, 20 years.
I think that's the big thing is make sure you put a bevel on the top of
Yeah.
it too.
15 is pretty common, isn't it, for stuff like that, sills and...
Yeah, you just anything to shed the water. Get a good, decent sealant like Novaflex or something. Lock it on there and...
It's funny that we got this today because I was just at the Y camp using some wood bondo, and I used to use the stuff that you get at Home Depot or any other store like that, and it's a powder. Has a guy like on the front with muscles.
Wood, yeah.
And you mix it 1 and 1, and it's like bondo. It's awesome. It's like stuff for cars. You get it on there and you can sand it down. But then Jake told me about this stuff that everyone on Nantucket uses, and it was in a black and red pail, and that stuff was pretty awesome too. So I used that today. But the key is letting it dry out.
Yes.
And if you wanted to get fancy, you could cut the bottom off, but who cares? Like, you know.
Right? The door just gets shorter and shorter over the years.
Yeah, but yeah, take the door off, let it dry out, put some wood bondo on there, and put a kick plate over it. And you could even do this the bottoms of your side trim, and it'll all match.
Yep. I mean, you could... Yeah, I mean, you could even use you could almost cut the rot, too.
Yep.
And put a new piece. That's what I would do. I would cut the rot of the vertical 1 by material, maybe 2 or 3 inches up, put a new horizontal piece in there, filler, and then put that piece on the front of it so that you don't have to deal with that rot under there. And it's going to stop any dry rot from creeping up the board as well.
So you got 2 options. So
Yeah.
do it both ways and send us pictures.
Yeah.
Good luck. That's a good one. The double Z bat.
Nice door.
All right. Any more?
No.
All right, so yes, if you have a question, submit it podcast@mainecabmasters.com. And now do we have any fan questions?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. This one is from Daryl McCormick. Chase, I've read that you graduated from College of the Atlantic. Do you Do you attend any alumni events or speak at the college? My stepson is currently attending school there.
You know what's going on? Something's going on here.
Is this? I feel like this is rigged.
Oh, are you going to speak at the... Will you let me know? That's awesome. Daryl, I got his number. You just send me an email, and we'll make this happen.
That's funny. I was just contacted by the school recently, and they're doing these coffee and conversations this summer, and I agreed to do one.
Only one?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, there'll be no college students there anymore.
No, it's summertime.
Yeah. No one will be there.
We'll see how this summer one goes, and if it goes
You'll
well,
be fine. Look at...
Oh, I'm not worried about
They
it.
are proud of you. You need to give back. Seriously.
So yes, I will be up in Bar Harbor this summer. I don't know the date off the top of my head,
We will post it on our social media.
but I'll be up there, and my good friend Biggie is going to be my interviewer.
Oh, nice.
So conversation some morning this summer. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being back in Bar Harbor.
Stay tuned for an update on our social media after it happens. Maybe we'll send a film crew guy there too. What do you think, Mags?
Yeah.
All right. We got you.
We'll see how this one goes.
He knew something was up right when that question came out.
That's. I feel
So-
like it was planted.
Oh, God.
Those are the best type.
All right. This one is from Sheila Esposito Philpott. My son, 26, recently was provided land with 52 acres of wildlife in Casco, Maine. As a young adult living paycheck to paycheck, he's willing to put in the manual labor but doesn't know where to start in terms of building his homestead over time. What advice would you give him?
That's a really good question. So 52 acres, Casco, Maine, nice southernish Maine,
Yep.
and he's 26, and he has no money.
Start at the town. Find out what's possible.
Right?
Because I think most people would lean towards building a small tiny home or a small cabin. But Casco, it's good to check with the town to make sure you do everything how you have to, because that would be horrible.
You do it the wrong way. Right.
And then have somebody come in and say, no, you've got to tear it down or do away with it.
So I'm thinking, like, over time as he grows and his income level goes up, put a road in.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. You put the road in. He can cut the road himself. Depending on how handy he is, you could rent equipment. He might have some valuable trees on there that he could harvest and pay for some stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think just be patient. When you're young, you think you want to do everything now, but he's young. He can just pick away at it
How
over
old is he?
time. 26.
Yeah, get a good chainsaw. That's my piece of advice.
Yeah. And a lot of people will start, if you design something, start with a basic structure, and as if you grow, your family grows, you can branch out.
But it's like, we see it all the time where with the cabins and everything, somebody built a tiny, all these homesteaders built this tiny building, and you live in that while you build something you really want, and you learn from your mistakes on that first one, and, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be a shed anyways.
And one thing I can say is, no matter what you're doing for work, I always look at it this way. You're going to get paid someday because you're making equity. You're putting equity in your home. You might not get paid for 10, 20 years, but you are making it better, so you're increasing the value.
Yeah.
It's a good way to motivate yourself.
Yeah, and don't go too grandiose to start.
And make sure you have the right insurance on that, whatever you're doing.
Check with your town and your local insurance agent.
That's a good question.
But have fun.
Yeah. It's exciting.
That would be a lot of fun to be 26 and building your first place.
So fun.
I need to get my crap together way after 26. The world is ahead of you, buddy.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for the questions, and
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. So we've got this new product here in the store. I don't know.
Shoe wax.
What do you even call it?
Read your sheet.
Enjoy a campfire
a tree-free
anytime,
portable
anywhere.
fire pit.
A tree-free fire.
When you camp at the beach, while tailgating on your patio without any work with your people.
Proudly made in Maine.
You got a lighter? Let's try it.
No, let's not try it.
You
Maybe.
can cook over them.
Lights and section.
Can? Mm-hmm. So it's probably the size of a tuna can, little bigger,
Little
little bigger, hockey puck. But apparently, you open it up, start a fire, you light it, and then it's like a little sterno style.
They say they actually like give off heat, so
4-hour burn time, relightable, lights in seconds.
And it's got a wonderful logo on it, so that's worth it right there.
Oh, yeah.
And after you use it, it'll make a great container or just conversation piece.
I feel like we need to. It
Let's
says
light it.
natural soy wax and peat pulp. I feel like we need to try this.
Do that outside. How about?
Yeah.
Well, Ryan was suggesting.
Well, we're not. Yeah.
I would just see what you say. Well,
We'll try them and give you our review, or you try them and give us your review.
that's pretty cool too,
we'll
though.
make a video.
What?
We'll make a video.
Okay. And there's
Yeah.
a little QR code you can scan.
So go to our YouTube channel and at some
What's
point.
happening?
Check out this QR code on our podcast.
Rein it in.
That's an inside joke too. But yeah, we'll try it out. Put it on our YouTube channel, Kennebec Cabin Company,
I wasn't even on that page. That's why I didn't see it.
and get back to us.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. I didn't know we had those.
Fresh. And we're getting all sorts of new products in. They've been busy going to expos, new products. So, yeah, keep checking in our website. Stop in the store. It's open. Woodshed's open. Picnic tables are open.
Things are drying out.
Things are drying out.
The new food truck's gonna come open soon.
There's no mud like last year.
Oh God!
So if you were here last spring and
Remember we had the oyster,
come check it out.
the oyster like pathways. And it's
It's
exciting.
1,000 times better.
We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah. All right. And trivia questions.
Oh, tell me, I didn't know last week's. I've been here in a long time.
Okay. What is the other name for the bird known as the gorbey?
I'm gonna say chickadee.
Gorbey.
Gorbey.
That's for people that can't spell chickadee. Gorby.
Seagull.
Canada Jay.
Oh, Canada Jay!
Canadian Jay.
His
Damn
new nickname is Gorby.
Gorby. If you guys don't know, I'm Jason Thornton.
He probably knows that.
He probably does. One of our great employees, carpenter, that makes us look good in the background. His nickname's Canadian Jay, so
Yeah.
it's a good little joke there. We love him. So, Gorby, we love you.
Gorby. Canadian Jay. That's funny.
Gorby J.
Okay.
All right. This week's trivia question is...
In September 1984, Joe Kittinger left Caribou on the first successful solo crossing of the Atlantic by what kind of vessel?
Oh.
He left Caribou and the Atlantic. That doesn't make sense.
That's a hint.
Don't ask me.
Okay.
Huh. If you know the answer, and if you're the first person to submit it to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com, we will send you a special gift.
Very special.
Yes. It won't be a... or maybe it will be. Who knows?
Do the one we'd like to try out.
We'll sign it.
A half-used tree-free fire. All right. Well, that is another great episode. It's good to have the gang all back together.
Yes.
Thank you to our sponsors, as always, Nelma, Hero Media Network, Hammond Lumber Company, Kennebec Savings Bank, and From the Woodshed, we'll be talking to you.
From the Woodshed has been brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust the quality. Hammond Lumber, your building project partner. Kennebec Savings Bank, helping our local community save, thrive, and grow for over 150 years. And Hero Media Network, connecting small business with new customers. From the Woodshed is a production of Kennebec Cabin Company. See you next time.